Good evening. Just a few hours ago, a jury found that Donald Trump was liable for sexual abuse and defamation in the 𝐒𝐨𝐮𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 case. Now, already there's been a tremendous amount of misinformation regarding this, so we want to correct a few things. First of all, everybody is saying that Trump is guilty. This is actually not a guilty finding. It is a finding of libel. The difference being that the burden of proof is very different. It's a civil case. There aren't going to be criminal repercussions from this. Evidence used here could be used criminally against him. That's a topic for another time. That's a long and complicated one. We will get into that, but excuse me, not at present. At any rate, what we let's see. So what was it that they found, and what does it mean? They found that it's more likely than not that he did commit an act of sexual battery. More likely than not, beyond a preponderance of the evidence. MSNBC, this is the kind of mistake that you can make easily if you're not watching your language, and they've said this now repeatedly, and it's extraordinarily important to get this right. So let's see here. I want to just see if we can make, and then we're gonna play some rather shocking audio in just a minute. But let me just see if no, that's not up. Okay, no worries. So what MSNBC said was that the jury awarded Carroll a total of $5 million in the lawsuit. Jury members found that Trump did not rape Carroll, but sexually abused her, awarding her $2 million in compensatory damages. That is not even remotely close to accurate. What they meant to say was they did not find sufficient evidence that that he had raped her, but they did find that he had sexually abused her. Saying that they found that Trump did not rape her is a positive affirmation that evidence was discovered that he did not commit the act of rape. That is not true. There was no evidence, to the best of my knowledge, nor was anything presented that suggested he did not rape her. It is different saying he didn't rape her versus saying they were unable to prove that he raped her. Those are two very different claims. MSN has misspoken and said something, unfortunately, just placed the not in the wrong place. They modified the wrong part of the sentence. What they're saying is extraordinarily different than what was actually found. So that's worth noting. The other thing worth noting, again, is he's not guilty. He is liable. And what that means is it is more likely than not that he did these things. In order for this to be to this verdict to have come in, A, it had to be unanimous, which it was. B, they had to find that he probably committed the sexual battery. Once they concluded that he had probably done that, they then needed to conclude that he denied having done it, and since he had done it, he knowingly is lying and is therefore liable for defamation when he said that she's crazy, unhinged, and all of these other things. So both of those burdens were met. Again, this is not criminal, so there is no, other than money, there is nothing that she's going to get from this. This does not prohibit him from running again. A number of congressmen have said that they would not support him. McConnell said he would not support him if he were guilty of this. The argument, of course, probably is going to be made, well, he wasn't found guilty, he was found liable, and those are two different burdens, which, while true, is, from what I can tell, really just a end run around the fact that at this point a jury has decided he did in fact do this. His own testimony was pretty damning. We're going to get into that in a minute. So the biggest correction that I think we want to make and make sure that people have out there is that unfortunately, unfortunately, why do I think it's unfortunate? Well, I have zero doubt in my mind he's guilty, and that's because I've studied his statements. I've studied the way he treats all people, not just women, but all people. Everybody either has utility to him or they're worthless. That's it. And Mike Pence had utility, and when he did, Mike Pence was the greatest guy on the planet. And when he didn't, he was worthless, scum, whatever. His own past statements that have been highly derogatory of women suggest to me that he's admitted that he would do it. He's suggested the only reason he didn't do it to her isn't because he doesn't do those kinds of things, but she was too ugly. That was one of his defenses. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's guilty. So I do wish that criminally he could be found guilty for this. I don't think that's going to happen. He has been found liable civilly. That's a huge step. And Carol said that would be enough for her. It's going to be $5 million. Honestly, I think he's going to have a hard time paying that. I don't think he's worth what he says he's worth. I think he's probably underwater. He can probably find the money to pay it from somewhere else. Who knows what's going to happen there? And I don't know how this is going to affect the trial. I don't think it's going to affect it much. The biggest reason why we're streaming this is to make sure that, below the hype of, oh my God, he's been found guilty and is he going to go to jail? No. It's a civil case. He's been found liable. Different burden. It's significant, but it is what we had said earlier too. It's part of the dam is breaking. We're going to be seeing one of these every month, at least one a month, every month for the next 8 months. And this is yet another, and hopefully his support is going to start to peel away as people start to understand this is not an act. This is who the guy really is. He's always been this way. I hate to jump straight into Gödel's law, but if you study people who talked about Germany after World War II, they all said that they liked Hitler because he was so pro-German, and so few people had been pro-German in their view for so long, and he was one of the first leaders he saw that was proud to be German after the shame felt from World War I, after the reparations, and after this idea that Germans were the worst people in the country. In the world. Here was someone standing up, being proud of it, made them proud to be Germans. They all knew he was problematic. They all knew. But they felt he was always in their corner. And they also felt he was stupid. They really thought he was an idiot. And they thought, they liked the fact that he was an idiot because they felt that meant he'd never get one over on them. You could safely elect him. It was what people from that time said. Reminds me of somebody. Anyways, for those of you just joining us, Donald Trump has been found liable. Again, that is a smaller burden of proof. MSNBC has said that they found that he did not commit rape. That is an error. They found that there was insufficient evidence to support that he had committed rape. But when you say, well, we found he didn't commit rape, that means there was evidence to say he didn't do it. No, there was just no evidence. There are insufficient evidence to reach the burden of proof, which in this case was a preponderance of the evidence, insufficient to say that he had done it. But there was sufficient for the battery claim. He was found liable. It's that simple. It's not going to have a significant impact on him, but it's sexual battery. And it's doing what he said you should always do, which is grab him by the pussy. This is his words. Not making that shit up. It wasn't just locker room talk. And by the way, I've been in plenty of locker rooms. Not a lot of guys I know talk that way. And the guys that did, guess what? I wasn't one of those guys. Nobody I knew or liked was ever one of those guys. And there's a reason. He did give one other defense, which would like to talk about and share, and then we're going to get going. As I said, this isn't criminal, but it's worth talking about, and it's worth getting ahead of some miscommunications as to what has and has not happened. It's significant, but we're not looking at criminal. Don't worry, the criminal is coming. But I'd like to play for you now one of the ones that, in my view, that most shocked me. So let's listen to this.
Commercial break.
Start this back here. So he's talking about, I'll just let you listen.
In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? Commercial break. She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay? She loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm, it's your testimony that 𝐒𝐨𝐮𝐭𝐭𝐞𝐫 said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place. And we can define that. You'll have to show that. She actually indicated.
His defense, in essence, is, well, he might have done it, but she enjoyed it. Former president of the United States with a healthy lead in the Republican Party, still the head of the Republican Party, and still a healthy showing and support in the United States. I'm going to quickly check the live chat, see if there's anything I missed, and then I think we're going to call it. I know Starsky's on. Everybody wants to go see that, which I'm thrilled about. I think, hope people will check out Starsky. We're going to have Starsky on ourselves on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then we're also going to have on Pat Lowinger next week to discuss misconceptions in about policing in the United States. As I said, I'm going to hit the live chat if you want to at me if you have any questions. It's not that complicated. So, I mean, I think we covered it all, but I'm going to double check the live chat real quick anyway. So I'm ambivalent about this. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad that they've got it. It's one out of a full mountain of things we had to cover because people need to understand exactly what was said and what wasn't. Jake 40, will this liability shut up some of the hard? No, it won't. It will probably entrench them. First of all, some of them think this is exactly the way you should behave. And, she just, should have shut up and, it's what guys do. Why don't women, put up with it? I think it's what a number of them are going to say. They should have felt honored. I don't think this is going to help. And the others are going to say, hey, it's a preponderance of the evidence, and they all hate him in New York. That's going to be his defense on appeal. He's going to say that he can't get a fair trial in New York because everybody in New York hates him. To be fair, he's lived in New York basically all his life. He's got Trump Tower. He's got a lot of roots in New York, and they all know him. So, of course, yeah, he's absolutely right. They all fucking hate him. There's a reason. Let's see. Bad report. Yeah, it was a miss. It's an easy mistake to make. A huge difference between saying they did not find sufficient evidence to find he had committed rape versus they found he had not committed rape. Dems need to primary Biden, or we may end up with. Yeah, is Andrew, that's a. So we had on Anna today, and she was talking about denial. What she was really talking about was denial, and I wanted to get into it more. We ran out of time, and I apologize for that. But she was talking about denial before the war, and how it made her feel so comfortable. It was the only way to sort of function, was the idea that they were never going to invade, despite the evidence that they were going to. I'm thinking I've been in denial about whether or not he could actually win a second term. I think it's possible. I think it's unlikely for any number of reasons, but in my own head, that unlikely is translated to, nah, it just can't happen. It can. I thought it couldn't happen the first time. So, thank you for reminding us of that, as Andrew, because I think that's worth noting. Everything illegal, political, of course, everything is, yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, Titan. I'm also wanted to read his post. What he said on Truth Social. His response to this while he was waiting, quote, waiting for a jury on a false accusation, capping both false and accusation, okay, where I, despite being a current political candidate and leading all others in both parties, am not allowed to speak or defend myself. He gave deposition. Fuck's sake. Even as hard-nosed reporters scream questions about this case at me, in the meantime, the other side has a book falsely accusing me of rape and is working with the press. I'm not kidding. My 12-year-old writes better than this. I'm not fucking kidding. I will therefore not speak until after the trial, but will appeal the unconstitutional silencing of me as a candidate, no matter the outcome. Wait. He's going to appeal no matter the outcome. So if the jury finds that he didn't do it, he's going to appeal? Really? I love this guy. Okay. He's going to appeal no matter the outcome. And then right after the verdict came in, I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. The verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time. In all caps. You'll find this and other replies in our Discord. Thank you all very much for joining us. Like I said, a short show. We just wanted to update you on this. By itself, this is going to be a huge part of a very big mess of things that I think are coming forward. But thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday with Commander Lance McMillan for Downtime, Friday for In Time with Operator Starsky, and then next week, Pat Lowinger to discuss misconceptions on American policing. Please join us on the Discord to discuss this schedule or others. Look forward to catching up with you guys on Thursday. Have a good night.